الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu. We thank Him, we glorify Him, we testify to Allah's oneness. Allah alone deserves our worship. Testify that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is Allah's messenger. May the peace and blessing of Allah continue to be upon him, upon his household and his companions. May the peace and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to show upon all of us. We thank Allah for giving us the opportunity to gather here to increase in our knowledge. Our dua to Allah subhanahu is that He makes every step that we took to come here to learn. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let it count for us on the day of Qiyamah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make every step a reason for His pleasure and the means by which we will attain Al-Jannah. And we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the maximum benefits of the sitting that we intend to have today. As we have all known, what we intend to do is to study and listen to the explanation of a hadith of Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the hadith which is popularly known as the hadith of Za'rin. So we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for our Shaykh, and may Allah accept it from him as well, and the rest of us. So without taking any more time, any other commentary that we have and questions, Bismillah, we'll postpone that to the end of the lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد. Our discussion is about a hadith from those ahadith that the scholars have given a name. Ahadith have names. Sometimes because of those who reported the hadith. If you have a companion who reported a hadith regarding a matter, which becomes a major source of ruling on that matter, you can hear them say, Hadithu Abi Hurairah radiyallahu anhu fi kada. The hadith of Abu Hurairah regarding so and so. Once they say that, they know the hadith that they are talking about. Sometimes they can talk about the hadith because of the content of that hadith. By that, they give it a name. There's a widely discussed hadith amongst the scholars of fiqh. They usually refer to it as Hadithul Kullatain. So once they say Hadithul Kullatain, they know what they are talking about. So this hadith, the hadith of Za'rin, even though it has been reported by our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha, and Al-Imam Muslim rahimahullah in his Sahih, he mentions it as from the ahadith regarding the virtues, the fadail of Aisha radiyallahu anha. It is referred to the hadith of Za'rin. Why? The narrations, the information, the discourse about her took the larger part of the hadith. It was as if it was the discussion about her alone in the midst of 11 women. So the ulama refer to this hadith as Hadithu Za'rin, just like other ahadith have names by which they are known. This hadith has also been widely reported, studied, and given attention by the scholars. And that's why one of the biggest joy for me when I saw this hadith, I went back to Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. It is from those ahadith that Al-Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim have agreed upon sanadan wa matnan. The sanad of Al-Imam al-Bukhari for this hadith, it starts with Al-Imam Ali ibn Hujr. It went to Isa ibn Abi Ishaq ibn Yunus, Isa ibn Yunus ibn Abi Ishaq al-Sabi'i, up onto Hisham ibn Urwa, to his brother Abdullah, to their father Urwa, to our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha. The same isnad by which Al-Imam Muslim reported the hadith, from Ali ibn Hujr to Isa ibn Yunus ibn Abi Ishaq al-Sabi'i, to Hisham ibn Urwa ibn Zubayr, up to their father Urwa ibn Zubayr, to our mother Aisha. One of the major scholars of hadith also, Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi, he also reports the hadith with the same isnad. So you can say this hadith, Al-Imam al-Bukhari reported it, Al-Imam Muslim reported it. It is muttafaqun alayhi, sanadan wa matnan. The sanad is muttafaqun alayhi. The isnad of Al-Bukhari, the chain of report of Al-Bukhari, is the chain of report of Muslim. Likewise, Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi reports it with the same isnad. Ali ibn Hujr, the teacher of Bukhari in this hadith, was the same person from whom Al-Imam Muslim reported it. Was from the same person that Al-Imam Muslim and Al-Bukhari, Tirmidhi, all of them reported this hadith, the three of them. So it makes us understand that the hadith is a widely well-known, well-accepted hadith amongst the scholars of hadith. So they have paid a lot of attention to it in terms of gathering its chains of report and in terms of explaining and mentioning the benefits of these ahadith, of this hadith, the hadith of Za'rin. In it, like we said, Urwa ibn Zubayr, the son of Asma'u bint Abi Bakr as-Siddiq, reported from our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha, and all those scholars have reported with their asanid ending with our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha. قالت رضي الله عنها. Our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha said that جلس 11 امرأة فتعاهدن وتعاقدن ألا يكتمن من أخبار أزواجهن شيئا. قالت الأولى: زوجي لحم جمل غث على رأس جبل وعر. That's a missing word there. على رأس جبل وعر. Please include it. وعر. In another report, it said wa'fin. Wa' and wa'f are two words with the same meaning. So, ala ra'si jabalin wa'rin, or ala ra'si jabalin wa'fin. La sahlin. You can say that. You can say la sahla. What Al-Imam al-Bukhari reported is la sahlun, and that is the easiest. So say la sahlun fayurtaqa ولا سمين فينتقل. So the first woman said, زوجي لحم جمل غث على رأس جبل وعر لا سهل فيرتقى ولا سمين فينتقل. قالت الثانية زوجي لا أبث خبره إني أخاف ألا أذره إن أذكره أذكر عجره وبجره. قالت الثالثة زوجي الأشنق إن أنطق أطلق وإن أسكت أعلق. قالت الرابعة زوجي كليل تهامة لا حر ولا قر. You can say ولا قر. They have both been reported. ولا مخافة ولا سآمة. قالت الخامسة زوجي إن دخل فاهدا وإن خرج أسدا ولا يسأل عما عهد. قالت السادسة زوجي إن أكل لف وإن شرب اشتف وإن اضطجع التف ولا يولج الكف ليعلم البث. قالت السابعة زوجي غياياه أو عياياه طباقا كل داء له داء شجك أو فلك أو جمع كلا لك. قالت الثامنة زوجي المس مس أرنب والريح ريح زرنب. قالت التاسعة زوجي رفيع العماد طويل النجاد عظيم الرماد قريب البيت من النات. قالت العاشرة زوجي مالك. وما مالك؟ مالك خير من ذلك له إبل كثيرات المبارك قليلات المسارح إذا سمعن صوت المزهر أيقن أنهن هوالك. قالت الحادية عشرة زوجي أبو زرع. وما أبو زرع؟ أناس من حلي أذني وملأ من شحم عضدي وبجحني فباجحت. You can see in some نسخ فباجحت إلي نفسي وجدني في أهل غنيمة بشق أو بشق إما بشق أو بشق فجعلني في أهل صهيل وأطيت ودائس ومنق فعنده أقول فلا أقبح وأركض فأتصبح وأشرب فأتقنح. أم أبي زرع فما أم أبي زرع عقومها رداح وبيتها فساح. ابن أبي زرع فما ابن أبي زرع مضجعه كمثل شطبة ويشبعه أو تشبعه ويشبعه ذراع الجفرة. بنت أبي زرع فما بنت أبي زرع ضوء أبيها وضوء أمها ملء كسائها وغيظ جارتها. جارة أبي زرع فما جارية أبي زرع. جارية أبي زرع فما جارية أبي زرع لا تبث حديثنا تبثيثا ولا تنكث نيرتنا تنكيثا ولا تملأ بيتنا تعشيشا. قالت: خرج أبو زرع والأوطاب تمخض فلقي امرأة معها ولدان لها كالفهدين يلعبان من تحت خصرها بالرمانتين فطلقني ونكحها فنكحت بعده رجلا سريا ركب شريا وأخذ خطيا وأراح علي نعما ثريا وأعطاني من كل رائحة زوجا وقال: كلي أم زرع وميري أهلك. قالت: فلو جمعت كل شيء أعطانيه ما بلغ أصغر آنية أبي زرع. قالت عائشة رضي الله عنها: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: كنت لك كأبي زرع لأم زرع. When I was approaching to discuss this program today, it came to me that this is a women's program. The hadith was reported by our mother Aisha. She herself narrated this story to the Prophet Muhammad. It was a narration from our mother Aisha to the Messenger in the night. It was a night storytelling between her and her husband, the Messenger And the story is about women gathering to discuss about what women will refer to as women's talk. It's about women, even though it is very necessary for every man to listen, as our head listened to her, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam patiently listened to our mother Aisha. For me, it is the first point of benefit in this hadith. Men need to patiently listen to their wives. I have also tried to draw about 11 benefits because we are talking about 11 women. These 11 benefits, we would mention it after explaining each of their grievances or each of their words of encomium regarding their husbands. We will mention they were 11, we will mention 11 benefits. And I hope that we can take them home. Some scholars mention many others. Al-Imam Qadi Iyad has an entire book about this matter. Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar was extensive in Fathul Bari. Many other scholars have spoken about this hadith in length. But you know, if you want to drink and drink beneficially, at a point in time, you only take what is sufficient for you. If you say the sea is very large, and as large as the sea, you want to drink everything, then the situation may not permit you to be able to do so. So for the sake of Allah, we will go on narrating the incidents with these women. Firstly, the ulama say this event occurred in Yemen. And it occurred in the days of Jahiliyyah, before Islam, before the Prophet came, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This event occurred. What was that? جلس 11 امرأة. Our mother Aisha قالت رضي الله عنها. Aisha said رضي الله عنها جلس 11 امرأة. 11 women sat down. فتعاهدن وتعاقدن ألا يكتمن من أخبار أزواجهن شيئا. فتعاهدن. Ikhwa, you can make your notes on your copy. Make your notes. So these women تعاهدن. They sat down and mutually all agreed. وتعاقدن. And they made a pledge beyond just agreeing. They pledged Allah yaktumna min akhbari azwajihinna shay'a. That no one of them should hide anything from the affairs of their husband. 11 women gathered and agreed. Say, oh, women, we want to discuss, each of us should tell us about our husband. Allah wa Allah yaktumna min akhbari azwajihinna shay'a. Don't hide anything about him. If he's good, tell us. In some reports, it said, وَتَعَاقَدْنَ عَنْ يَتَصَادَقْنَ بَيْنَهُنَّ. They all made a pledge that we are all going to say the truth to ourselves. No one of us will tell a lie. So upon this agreement, it said, فَقَالَتِ الْأُولَى. So the first woman said, زَوْجِي لَحْمُ جَمَلٍ غَصٍ عَلَى رَأْسِ جَبَلٍ وَعْرٍ لَا سَهْلٌ فَيُرْتَقَى وَلَا سَمِينٌ فَيُنْتَقَى. My own husband is لَحْمُ جَمَلٍ غَصٍ. If you say غَصٌ, no problem. Just allow me go. She said, my husband is lahmu jamalin. I can describe him like the meat of a camel. Lahmu jamal. This meat of a camel, ghassin, is a poor meat. Meat of a camel that is poor. The meat is already getting rotten. And then it is the meat of a camel. This poor, bad meat of a camel, take it that it is upon ala ra'si jabalin, the meat of a poor, bad meat of a camel. It is now on top of a mountain, high rising rock. But this mountain is jabalin wa'ri, very rough, rugged to climb. That is my husband. My husband is a bad, poor meat of a camel that occurs at the top of a mountain. This mountain is very difficult to climb. La salun fayurtaqa. The mountain is not an easy thing to climb, such that we can say, let us climb it to pick the meat. Wala saminun fayuntaqal. The meat is not samin. It's not sound. It's not nice. Fayuntaqal. So that it could be said, oh, let us collect it. The mountain is tough, difficult to climb. The meat is even bad. What does she mean? She meant to say her husband is lahmu jabalin ghassin. Two things. That the flesh of a camel is not a priority flesh. The priority meat amongst Arabs are those of the smaller animals like goats and rams. They prefer them to the flesh of camels. So it's not even a man that you would prefer. My husband is not a man you will say you want. Lahmu jamal. In addition to that, it is ghas, the meat itself of a camel that has started to become poor. So he himself is bad. His character and disposition to people is bad. Added to this problem is that it is ala ra'si jabal. The ulama say, she's saying that the meat is on top of the mountain. Somebody who is bad, difficult to reach because of arrogance. The wife does not have access to him, no benefit from him. It is bad, poor meat. It cannot be eaten. Nobody desires to eat that kind of a meat because of the poor benefit from it. It has bad character, smelling. And then it is difficult accessing it. So she said, on top of that mountain, La Salun. Accessing him itself is difficult. You can't correct him upon anything. You can't even ask for your benefit. So it is difficult to obtain your rights. It is difficult to even advise him for his own benefits. So La Salun. It's not an easy person you can have access to for yurtaqa, so that you can say, okay, let me have access to him. He doesn't even have benefits. So she said, Wala Samin. No good comes from him. No spending, no good talks, no attention. Even private dealings, he doesn't care. So no Samin, he is not beneficial. Such that we can say, okay, despite the fact that it is on top of a mountain, we shall go and collect that meat. It doesn't have that kind of a value. This is how this first woman has described her husband. Lahmu jamalin ghaf, like the flesh of a camel that is poor, without benefit, now placed on top of a rock. That rock itself is difficult to access. La salun fayurtaqaha. The rock is rugged, not easy, so that you can say, oh, let us climb it. Wala saminun fayuntaqa. The meat itself is not beneficial, so that you can say, okay, let us collect the meat. This woman is mentioning that her husband is a blameworthy person. No benefits, no good access to him. In all of that, is very arrogant. So he does not accept any advice from anybody. This is her own husband. It said, قالت الثانية. The second woman said, زوجي لا أبث خبره إني أخاف ألا أذره إن أذكره أذكر عجره وبجره. زوجي لا أبث خبره. My own husband. لا أبث خبره. In some report it said أنث أبث. I would not spread information about him. I don't even have much to say about him. If you say أنث, it is employed for negative information. So if you say Abusu, she does not want to spread thoughts about him. It may be good, it may be bad. But when she used Anusu, it means what she's avoiding to talk about is that this man is a bad man. So she said, as is in this report, Zawji la anusu khabaru. I don't need to start talking about him. Inni akhafu alla azarahu. I fear that I may not be able to completely say the evil that he has. He has a lot of evils with him. No benefit, no spending, no listening. The information are much. This gathering is too small for me to start talking about the evils with him. To start describing how he is without benefits. In azkuruhu, she said, Inni akhafu alla azarahu. I fear that if I begin to explain, talk about my husband, Allah azarahu, it may lead to divorce for me. I might divorce my husband. Why? He will hear about it and divorce me. So don't let me say much. La abuthu khabarahu. Or la anuthu khabarahu. I don't have much to say, despite the fact that the evil with him are much. In adhkur, if I want to go on start talking about him, adhkur ujarahu wa bujarahu. Al-ujra that she employed. what we can liken it to. We know women, when they get pregnant, they have what they call varicose veins. The vein will be tight. It will be heavy. Sometimes it can be painful. Sometimes it's not painful. When this varicose vein occurs in any other parts of the body, it is called al-ujra, which is the singular of ujar. But when it happens on the tummy, it is called bujra. So the ulama say, what does she mean by that? Those flaws that are clear, everybody can see. That is ujarahu. Bujarahu, those ones that people may not see. I will only see it being his wife. He has a lot of problems. In azkurhu, if I want to start mentioning this man's problems, azkur ujarahu wa bujarahu, I'll be mentioning flaws that are clear, and I'll be mentioning faults that are not clear to others. A lot of things to talk about. She's also mentioning that her husband was bad. May Allah protect us. قالت الثالثة. The third woman said, زوجي العشنق إن أنطق أطلق وإن أسكت أعلق. زوجي العشنق. My husband is al-ashannaq. Al-ashannaq is a man who is very tall. At-tawilu al-mazmum at-tul. He is very tall. That tallness that we all decry. Tall. When we are younger than this, we refer to people like that as ogologo. Just tall. Some of the scholars say no, the tallness is on his neck. He has a long neck, al-ashannaq. But the tallness is the tallness that you will not like. So she does not even like his look in antiku. If I want to start talking. But the tallness, don't forget, is a tallness that is full with errors. Tall for nothing. Tall without benefits. Just tall, no benefits. You know, when women want to summarize the faults of a person inside one thing, so she summarized his uselessness to her inside his height. And then the Arabs usually also say that tallness is from the symbols of low intellect. When the person is so tall, there is a gap between his mind and his sense. That's what they say. So he becomes some stupid in some instances. So al-ashannaq, the individual is tall without benefits and mostly acting stupid. That was why she said in antiku utallaku. If I speak about him now, he will divorce me because he's stupid. Wa in askutu allaku. If I keep quiet, he treats me like a woman who does not have a husband. I don't benefit the rights of a wife. And I'm not a woman without a husband who should not be making those benefits. I don't enjoy being a wife. And I cannot say I'm not a wife. So in between, am I a wife or not? Because the man is stupid, tall for no benefit. So she said, Zawji al-ashannaq in antiku utallaq wa in askutu allaq. قالت الرابعة. The fourth woman said, Zawji kalayli tihama la harrun wala harrun. You can also say la harrun wala hurrun wala makhafata wala sama. She said, Zawji kalayli tihama. Tihama is that land between the beach of the sea and the hills of a rock. Take a wide range of rocks. Take the beach of a sea. In between, this land, Arabs refer to it as what? Tihama. Specifically, they refer to the land between the Red Sea and the hills beginning from areas around Mecca. If you go into the map, you will see that it's a wide, long land in between the Red Sea and the hills beginning from Mecca eastwards. It's usually a flat land down from north down towards Yemen. I'm sure we can view the map. So that area is usually referred to as Tihama. But it has something we understand in basic physics. You know, such areas in the night, they have convection current. So land near the sea, in the night, what happens to them? They have cool breeze. Not very cool, disturbing, but calm. Not hot, not cool. So she said, Zawji Kalayli Tihama. My husband, she did not use daytime, because in the daytime in the beaches, it's usually hot. So she said, Zawji Kalayli Tihama. My husband is like the night in the beach area. So it's calm. La harrun. He's not a hot man. He's not harsh. He's not difficult. He's not stingy. Wala harrun. There is no also cold. La harrun. No hot. Wala harrun or qurrun. There is no cold that is beyond managing. So he's more terrible. Everything is calm. It's not too much to the right, it's not too much. It's balanced. Wala makhafa. I do not fear anything regarding my husband. Many women fear many things about their husband. As for me, I don't have any problem. I'm not afraid of anything. Wala sa'am. I don't also get him tired. Some women don't like it that their husband think that they are burdens to them. I don't tire my husband. Get him tired perhaps because of demands. When demands are much, they tire the man. Sometimes it is trouble. When the woman is troublesome, the man becomes tired. Sometimes it is insult. Sometimes it is even the coldness of the wife that becomes a problem for the husband. So for her too, we are just okay. He does not get tired of me. He's calm. No hot, no cold, no fear, and I'm not a burden to him. So she said, Zawji Kalayli Tihama. My husband is like the night in the beach area. La harrun wala tarrun. It's not hot. It's not cold beyond management. Wala makhafata wala sama. La makhafa. I don't fear anything at all in dealing with my husband. I don't fear that if I talk to him, he will insult me. I don't fear that if I ask from him, it will become a problem. So I'm not a burden to him. وَقَالَتِ الْخَامِسَةِ. The fifth woman said, Zawji, my own husband, in dakhala fahida. When he comes into the house, fahida is a leopard. The ulama say, وَصَفَتْهُ بِالْغَفْلَةِ عِنْدَ دُخُولِهِ الْبَيْتِ. She described him with what? Al-ghafla. He doesn't pay attention to details. Some men, when they come into the home, they see spoon kept somewhere. They see a cup kept somewhere. They see a rug kept somewhere. They see one cloth hung somewhere. My husband is not like that. When he comes into the home, he does not have complaints. Women like men who don't complain. Just like the one we just read before this. My husband knows Sam. I don't bother him, he does not bother me. So we can carry on. So for her, she said, in dakhala fahida. When he comes into the house, he becomes a leopard. He sleeps, the leopard sleeps. He does not have a problem. He does not have a problem. No trouble. And then the leopard amongst its mates behaves as if it has shyness. So the husband just minds his business when he comes. No problem. وَإِنْ خَرَجَ أَسِدًا. When he goes out, he's a lion. He's tough. He's strong. That is where he exercises his power and strength. He's brave, like the lion is. وَلَا يَسْأَلُ أَمَّا أَهِدًا. He does not also come into the house and start asking me questions. Immu, what I kept here, where did you keep it? What did you take here? What went wrong here? What is the stock of fish at home? Oh, now Pepe has finished. Oh, who dropped this here? He does not ask those questions. La yas'alu amma ahida. The things he keeps in the house, he does not go about start asking about them. Many of us, when we keep things at home, we come back, we don't find it there. We ask everybody, who kept this thing? Who saw this thing? Who removed this thing? For him, la yas'alu amma ahida. He doesn't go about asking all these questions about the home. In fact, some of the scholars say la yubali bihaliha. That means he won't even be asking her herself, how are you? How was your malaria? No. He won't ask her questions. La yas'alu amma ahida. The way he left her and went to work, when he comes back, he will not ask questions. So she said, Zawji in dakhala fahida. My own husband, when he comes home, he behaves like a leopard. Wa in kharaja asida. When he is outside, he's a lion. He's brave. He's strong, energetic, brilliant. He sees everything. He asks about everything. But at home, fahida is just about coming, eat, sleep. Wala yas'alu amma ahida. Even things he left at home, including me, myself, he won't be asking me questions about what I did and how I did it. This was the fifth woman. She said, radiyallahu anha, وَقَالَتِ السَّادِسَةِ. The sixth woman said, Zawji, my own husband, in akala laffa, wa in shariba shtaffa, wa in taja'a al-kaffa, wa la yuliju al-kaffa, liya'lam al-batha. Poetic. Zawji, my own husband, in akala laffa, يعني يجمع بين الإكثار والتخليط. My own husband in akala, whenever he wants to eat, laffa, all the kinds of food he will eat. He will mix rice with beans, with plantain, with semo. Laffa, takhlit. The food is much. He mixes everything. Abu, which soup do you want? Egusi or vegetable? The two. Ila or ewedu or laffa. He joins them all and they make it big. Do you want semo or eba? The two. Or amala. Add it. Inshallah, I should be able to do justice. In akala laffa. She's mentioning it as a blameworthy character of her husband. Wa in shariba shtaffa. When he drinks, he does not remain anything in the container. Ishtaffa. When Arabs drink, the drinking vessels are usually bigger than what from which one person will finish the drink. So most of the times, they leave water remaining in the water skins. As for him, If he puts the water skin in his mouth, ishtaffa, nothing remains. When he goes lying down in the house, iltaffa, he carries the duvet, covers up himself. Why is she talking about him? Food, drink, and what? Sleep. وَلَا يُولِجُ الْكَفَّ. He will not even bring down his hand. لِيَعْلَمَ الْبَثَّ. To know what's going on here. He does not extend his hands to her. All that matters is he covered himself up. While sleeping in the night, he does not touch his family. La yulijul kaf. He does not extend the hand. Liya'lam al-batha. To even know what is happening here. I am sick, he doesn't know. I am well, he doesn't know. I am hungry, he doesn't know. I need his attention in the night, he doesn't know. La yulijul kafa. Ya'lam al-batha. He does not extend his hands towards us here to know what is going on. All that matters is what? In akala lafa. When he eats, he gathers and he finishes the table. Wa in shariba shtafa. When he drinks, water skins cry. When he taja al tafa. When he lies down, he covers himself all up. Wala yulijul kaffa. He does not extend his hands. Liya'lam al-batha. To know what I feel. To know what I want. To understand my condition. All that matters is that idtaja'a wal taffa. He lies down, he covers himself all up. قالت السابعة. The seventh woman, she said, زوجي عياياو أو ضياياو طبقا كل داء له داء شجك أو فلك أو جمع كلا لك. زوجي, my own husband. Ayaya. He does not understand anything. Like you say somebody is stupid. Aw ghayaya. He hardly ever does anything correctly. Always misguided in his actions. Tabaqa al-ahmaqul fad. Very stupid, no sense with him. Kullu da'in lahu da'. Everything that affects every human being is with him. Every sickness he has. Today headache, tomorrow tummy, next tomorrow diabetes, the following day this. Every sickness is, he has every illness of everybody. Whether the sickness of the body or the sickness of character, every bad trait is on him. Kullu da'in lahu da'u. Every illness you can find with the people, he has it. He talks too much, he sleeps too much, he eats too much. All the ones you have been talking about regarding your own husband. Kullu da'in lahu da'. My own husband has it. Despite the fact that he is what? Tabaqa. Very what? Very stupid. Unintelligent. Ghayaya. He hardly does anything correct. Ayaya. He's stupid. He does not know his right from his left. Shajjati. The worst of it all. He can beat you up and wound you on your head. Aw fallaki. Al-shajju is injury on the head. Aw fallaki is injury on other parts of the body. He can beat you up and injure your head. Aw fallaki, beat you up, wound your hand. Aw jama'a kullan laki, or beat you up, wound your head, wound your body. So that was why she said, my own husband, he is ayaya'u, aw ghayaya'u, tabaqa, kullu da'in lahu da', shajjaki, aw fallaki, aw jama'a kullan laki. He can beat you up, wound you on the face, wound your head, anywhere. Aw fallaki, wound you on your body. Aw jama'a kullan laki. He can combine the two. May Allah protect us. In another riwayah of this hadith, this woman said, إِذَا حَدَّثَهُ صَدَّكِ إِذَا حَدَّثْتَهُ. If you discuss with him, صَدَّكِ, he will insult you. وَإِمَّا زَحْتَهُ فَلَّكِ. If we even try to joke with him, فَلَّكِ, he will slap you, injure you in any part of your body. أَوْ جَمَعَ كُلًّا لَكِ, or wound your head, wound your body. Very, very brutal. May Allah protect us. This was the seventh woman. She was telling her friends amongst the group of 11 what her husband was meting to her of ill treatment. قالت الثامنة. The eighth woman said, Zawji, my own husband, Al-Massu Massu Arnabi, Wa-Rihu Rihu Zarnab. My own husband, Al-Massu Massu Arnab. Do we know the rabbit? When he touches you, he has that soft hand, like the softness of a rabbit. Meaning that she enjoys staying with her husband. The husband enjoys touching her. And in his dealings with her, he is easy. Al-Massu Massu Arnab. His touch is the touch of a rabbit. Calm, easy, cool, close, near. So he draws her near. Worry. As for the smell that you will hear from you, perceive from him, Rihu Zarnab. The Zarnab is a tree with a very fine scent and smell. So my own husband, Al-Massu, Massu Arnab, his dealings is calm, is cool, is kind, he relates well. Rihu Zarnab. As for his smell, what you perceive from him is fine, it's attractive, it is keen. It shows that the husband pays attention to genuine personal hygiene. Very hygienic, close, near. He draws me near and he relates with me kindly. He's not harsh, he's not troublesome, he does not insult me, he does not beat me, he does not do all of that. He's calm. Al-Massu Massu Arnab. His touch is one of like that of a rabbit. Wa-Rihu Rihu Zarnab. As for what I perceive from him, nice sweet smelling perfumes. Wa-Ana Aglibuhu. In some riwayah she added to it, Ana Aglibuhu. I overrun him. Wa-Nasa Yaglibuhu. But when he goes out, he overruns people. The wife is saying, I have some sort of goodness and a sense of control over him. I can tell what my husband can do and what he cannot do. But when he's outside, he's in charge. At home, he gives me space. I'm able to say some things, and what I say matters. Aghlibuhu. What I say holds sway. He gives me some space to give my opinion. وَالنَّاسَ يَغْلِبُ. But when he goes out, he's the one dominating other people. So you can see that his Massu will be what? Massu Arnab. His Rih will be what? Rihu Zarnab. وَأَنَا أَغْلِبُهُ وَالنَّاسَ يَغْلِبُهُ. This was the eighth woman. قالت التاسعة. The ninth woman said, Zawji Rafi'ul Imad. My own husband, he has imad. Our home is a home with very tall, long pillars. The ulama say that is symbol of excellence. That is symbol of wealth. Rich people build tall homes. It may be one room but big, tall. You see it's high. They also play it on high places. They place the building in a high place. And inside the room, the head, when you look up, you can't touch the fan. Can't you see this masjid that we are in? You can see it is tall. It is from the symbols of opulence. So she said, Zawji Rafi'ul Imaj. My husband is a man with homes of height, good height. The pillars in our homes are high. Tawilun Nijat. The Nijat is where in those days they placed the sword. So where, that's the sheath. The sheath of his sword is long. The ulama say that means he's tall. He has good body. He has good strength. Because a short person cannot have a sheath that is what? Long. So he's tall. That also means that he's strong. He's brave. Azimur Ramat. This woman is also saying that in their home, the ashes you find, Ramat, the ashes you find are Azim. They are lots. What does that mean? They cook a lot. Azimur Ramat. They have a lot of ashes in their homes. Meaning that we cook a lot in our house. Our house is big. My husband is brave. We cook a lot in our house because visitors come to us. That is why she also said, their house is Qaribul Bayti Minan Nad. This Nad is supposed to be Nadi, but they made Hasful Ya because of Sajjah, so that it will synchronize and give a nice sound. So she said their house is near the Nadi. Nadi are places where men hang out. Places where people go to sit down, to relax. After discussions, they come to our house to eat food. Our house is big. My husband is brave. He has a lot of money. Our house is big. And so we cook a lot in the house. We have a lot of ashes in our home. And our home is nearby a place where when people come to relax, they come into our house, they eat food. This is the ninth woman talking about her husband. She said, Zawji Rafi'ul Imad, Tawilul Nijad, Azimul Ramad, Qaribul Bayti Minan Nad. قالت العاشرة. The 10th woman said, Zawji Malik. The first of them mentioning the name of her husband. It showed the height of our love for him. When women mention the name of their husband, it's especially in the midst of women like them, it is a symbol of respect and esteem for their husband. So she said, my own husband, his name is Malik. Wama Malik. What can I tell you? This is the farm. The ulama say it is litta'zim. To make us understand it, Malik is a big thing for you. In fact, if I want to, in fact, what can I say? In fact, the way we say in fact now. So Wama Malik. What is it that I can tell you about Malik? Malikun khairun min dhalik. Malik is better than what all other women they have said about their own husbands. My husband is better than that. Some scholars say no, what that means is Malikun khairun min dhalik. He is better than whatever I want to say to describe him in terms of his goodness. Khairun. Anything I say, is better than that. Lahu ibnun kathiratul mabarik qalilatul masarih. He has camels kathiratul mabarik, where the camels make their buruk. The mabrak is the place where one camel relaxes. Where the camels relax, we have a lot. That means we have a lot of camels. Qalilatul masarih. But where he loosens the camel to go to al-masrah, the masarih are few. So usually the camels are at home. He does not just leave the camels to go and graze. And that is because their house is a house where people come, a lot of people. So when they come easily, they pick a camel, they slaughter the camel, they prepare food. When they come, they kill the camel, they prepare food. So he has camels, kathiratul mabarik. He has a lot of places where they relax. Qalilatul masarih. He does not leave them to always just go about to graze. These camels, إذا سمعنا صوت المزهر. The mizhar is an instrument when they sound it in those days amongst the Arabs. Don't forget that this is from the akhbar in the days before the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. So when they sounded the mizhar, the camels understand that they are to be slaughtered. So she said, Lahu iblun kathirat. He has a lot of camels, kathiratul mabarik. A lot of places where camels relax. Qalilatul masarih. Only few places where they go to graze. So he does not usually release his camels to graze. These camels relax at their mabarik. إِذَا سَمِعْنَا صَوْتَ الْمِزْهَرِ. Whenever they hear the sound of that mizhar, the musical instrument, أَيْقَنَّ أَنَّهُنَّ هَوَالِكَ. They understand perfectly and certainly أَنَّهُنَّ هَوَالِكَ. They want to slaughter us. Once they start shaking the cow, there are visitors. One of us will be slaughtered. Oh, there are visitors. One of us will be slaughtered. So like she said, Malikun khairun min dhalik. She has only told us a few things about her husband, whose name was what? Whose name was Malik. The last of them, Za'rin. قالت الحادية عشر. The 11th one amongst the women said, and her story deserves good attention. If the hadith is just about her alone, it suffices. She said, Zawji Abu Zar. I love my own husband to the extent that I have a kunya that I refer to him. I don't call him by his name. So in her dealings with her husband, she's better than the wife of Malik. Zawji Abu Zar. My own husband is Abu Zar. Wama Abu Zar. What is it? How am I going to describe Abu Zar? Like someone says, tell me about your husband. Say, what do I want to say? Where do I start from? So she said, Wama Abu Zar. What is it that I will say about Abu Zar? Anasa min huliyyin uzunayya. Anasa uzunayya min huliyyin. My husband Abu Zar. Anasa min huliyyin uzunayya. He made my 2 ears to be heavy. Anas, dangling. With what? Huli. Ornaments, jewelries, gold, silver on my ears. Anasa min huliyin uzunayya. He made my ears dangle from gold, earrings of various number on my ears. And that one interests women a lot. Allah described them with it. Yunasha'u fil hilyat. She was nurtured upon ornaments. So the first thing she described about her husband was this. Anasa min huliyin uzunayya wa mala'a min shahmin abudayya. He makes my ears dangle with thick gold, thick silver, and others. Women understand that one better. Big. So my ears dangle. Wa mala'a min shahmin abudayya. The abud is the upper arm between the shoulder and the elbow. So she said, mala'a abudayya min shahmin. He filled up my upper arm with flesh, fat. Ulama says she's talking about how well fed she is. When the woman is well fed, even in the jilbab you see big shoulders, food, well fed, well cared for. So she said, Mala'a min shahmin abudayya. He filled up my arm with good food. Shahm, meat, flesh, shahm, fat, and thick there. وَبَجَّحَنِي فَبَجَحَتْ إِلَيَّ نَفْسِي بَجَّحَنِي Akramani. He honored me so much. Farrahani. He makes me happy. Wa wassa'a alayya. He exposed wealth to me. Wa atrafani. He made me become luxurious. Fabajahat ilayya nafsi. So much that inside my mind I also feel esteem. He honored me so much that he gave me luxury so much that I began to feel luxurious myself regarding myself. You will understand this better with what she said after that. Wajadani fi ahli gunaymatin bishikin. This man had found me fi ahli gunayma, in a family and a people, bishikin or bishakin. Bishikin, we were in difficulty in our home. Bishakin, we were residing inside one hole in a mountain. Those residing in a cave in a mountain, how would their life be? Bishikin. The name of the place is what? Shakun. That was from where he found me. And our life was how? Bishikin. Life of difficulty. It seems we are hard. That was from here where he brought me out. فَجَعَلَنِي مِنْ أَهْلِ صَهِيلٍ. He removed me from that life of difficulty. فَجَعَلَنِي مِنْ أَهْلِ صَهِيلٍ وَأَطِيتٍ. He made me become a woman residing with sahil, horses, wa'atit, camels. Like saying he removed you from a water site and then he brought you to VGC, where you see a lot of cars. These cars, you do not only see them, they belong to you. Affluence. She said regarding her husband, فَجَعَلَنِي مِنْ أَهْلِ صَهِيلٍ وَأَطِيتٍ. The atit itself, the ulama only say that it refers to the camels. It refers to those, the iron, the rings, the ropes with which they place loads on top of the camels. That sound they make That is the athlete. We hear that sound a lot in our home because our camels are regularly loaded with food, with products, with goods, with things of benefit, with gold. Think of it, with clothes, with shoes. That was where he brought me into. Wada'isin wa munakkin. I came to become a woman who has a lot of servants. Because my husband has a lot of servants. There is people who work in his farm. Wa munakkin. People who are cleaning up wheat, maize, millets. They are working in the factory. That was the husband that I ended up having. فَعِنْدَهُ أَقُولُ فَلَا أُقَبَّحُ. My husband was so nice. عِنْدَهُ, when with him, أَقُولُ فَلَا أُقَبَّحُ. I will freely express myself. فَلَا أُقَبَّحُ. And I will not be insulted. I will express myself freely. فَلَا أُقَبَّحُ. They will not insult me. They will not harass me. Nobody will abuse me. وَأَرْقُدُ فَأَتَصَبَّحُ. I will sleep. I will go on, I will relax. وَأَتَصَبَّحُ. I will wake up in the morning. Because women who wake up in the morning, don't forget, it's the time of Jahiliyyah. No Salatul Fajr. Till about mommy need the day. If it is not proper daytime, I'm still sleeping. And now, I will sleep فَأَتَصَبَّحُ till daytime. Because she's not working. She's not sweeping. She's not fetching water. She does not have children to take care of. She's relaxed until daytime, daybreak. And then she does not have anything to worry about. Sometimes you have the time to sleep, but you don't have the mind to sleep. Sometimes we have the time to sleep, but we don't have the mind to sleep. For her, she had the time, she had the mind. وَأَشْرَبُ فَأَتَقَمَّحُ. I drink. When I take drinks, أَتَقَمَّحُ. I only remove my mouth when I'm comfortable. I don't drink in a haste. I drink أَتَقَمَّحُ. When I remove my mouth from the cup, is when I want. You know, women do that a lot. They can hang up the cup out of luxury and pleasure. That was what she was describing. So they begin to sip it while the drink is still on their mouths. She's not in a haste to quickly drink and drop the cup. Why? She does not have a child she wants to clean up for. She does not have a room she wants to sweep. She does not have a job. She does not have a store where she's selling. Someone is calling Alaja who is selling. So she's relaxed. Ashrabu fa'ataqammah. I drink relaxed. In some riwayat, add it to your own. Wa'akulu wa'atamanna. Akulu atamanna. When I drink, when I eat food, fa'atamanna wa'atamanna. I also give people to eat. I eat, I don't eat alone. I can take some parts of the chicken and say, hey, you take my friend Zainab, Khadija, take it. Eat from it. She said, وَآكُلُ وَأَتَمَنَّهُ. When I eat, I don't eat alone. I also gift people from the food that I eat. All of this, she's talking about who? Abu Zar, her husband. Her ears are full of gold. She has eaten to feed, well fed. She was honored and respected. She also said, Aqulu fala uqabbah. I speak, nobody will insult me. I relax. I sleep till morning. I drink, feeling relaxed. And when I eat food, I also call others to join me. from the things she really enjoyed with her husband was that her husband was also taking care of his own husband, his own mother. So she said, Ummu Abi Zara. From those who lived in their home was Ummu Abi Zara, the mother of her husband, Abu Zara. Fama Ummu Abi Zara. What should I tell you about my mother-in-law? Abu Zar's mother. Ukumuha Radah. If you say Ridah, no problem. Ukumuha, her safe box. Radah. Thakila is huge. She has a huge safe box. What does that mean? A lot of jewelry, a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes. She said, وَبَيْتُهَا فَسَاحٌ. Our home is fasih, vast, big house, big safe box. In our own language today, her wardrobe is huge. She said, Radah, to show that it's not only big, the wardrobe may be big and empty. She said it is Radah. It has weight. The things that they contain, they are heavy. The wardrobe of my husband's mother is heavy. And her home is what? Vast. Showing what? Opulence. Ibn Abi Zara. Let me also tell you about my husband's son. Fama Ibn Abi Zara. What is it that I should tell you about him? This boy, Madja'uhu Kamasalli Shotba. Madja'uhu. When this boy was young, the place he slept, Kamasalli Shotba. That place is like the tiny edge of a palm frond. Masalli Shotba. The Shotba is the keen part of the palm. Cut. Masalla. That edge of it is, she's describing the bed where the boy used to be placed. It means it was not a big, like this, tall, no. Young boy, sleek, handsome. Tushbi'uhu zira'ul jafra. When he eats, the zira', the upper arm, the lower arm of al-jafra, the female child of a goat. What do you call that in English? The kid, Abi. Both male and female child are called kids. If it is a female, what do you call it? Doling. D-O-E-I-L-N-G. D-O-E-L-I-N-G. The doling. The hand of the doling suffices him. He eats, that is only likely. Women like relatives of their husbands who don't eat much. So she said he does not sleep too much. He does not take much space. That is, taking care of that boy was not a problem for her. Bintu Abi Zara. Let me also tell you about the daughter of my husband. In all of these, don't forget, these children were not her own. It meant that she might not have had a child for who? Abu Zar. Bintu Abi Zar. The daughter of my husband Abu Zar. Fama bintu Abi Zar. What is it that I should tell you about her? Taw'u abiha wa taw'u ummiha. Taw'u abiha wa taw'u ummiha. She was a woman who was comfortable. She was conforming. She conforms to what her daddy likes. She conforms to what her mommy likes. Ikhwa, sometimes in the home, the boy or girl will conform to daddy, will not conform to mommy. It's problem. Wallahi, sometimes it is vice versa. The child will conform to the mother, and he will be discordant to the father. As for this girl, she was Zainu Abiha was Zainu Ummiha. In another report, Zainu Abiha, a thing of pride for her father, was Zainu Ummiha, and a thing of pride for her mother. Mil'u Kisaiha. When she wears her clothes, she's full inside the clothes. Wagaydu Jaratiha. Her co-wife, meaning that girl has a co-wife. She's enraged by the daughter of Abu Zar. Why? Because of what she sees her wear. Not necessarily from her own husband, but from who? Her father. Her father has money. So other women in the house of her own husband too, they are looking at her. So she is ghayzu jaratiha. She enrages her co-wives. Who is that? The daughter of who? Abu Zar. Who is the husband of who? Ummu Zar. She continued and said, Jaratu Abi Zar. Jariyatu Abi Zar. The slave servant of Abu Zar, who was a young girl. Fama Jariyatu Abi Zar. What is it about her that I should tell you about her? But let me say this. لا تبث حديثنا تبثيثا. لا تبث حديثنا. We have a young working girl inside our home. لا تبث حديثا. Our thoughts, myself and my husband. لا تبثه تبثيثا. She does not go about spreading our thoughts. She understands our privacy because she's very intelligent. فلا تبث حديثنا تبثيثا. We don't hear about our private matters outside. Go on spreading home thoughts. She hears me talking to my husband. She does not pick it and then begins to spread it. وَلَا تُنَكِّسُ مِيرَتَنَا تَنْكِيثًا. لَا تُنَكِّسُ مِيرَتَنَا تَنْكِيثًا. Likewise, our mira, our stockpile of food and valuable things in the house. La tunakkis. She does not steal from it. Tankitha, in any bit. Some female assists at home. They say, oh, you are enjoying your husband. Behind their female master or mistress, they go on stealing and pilfering for her. La tunakkisu miratana tankitha. ولا تملأ بيتنا تعشيشا. لا تملأ بيتنا. This girl serving our home. لا تملأ بيتنا تعشيشا. Al-Ush is the house of a bird. The house that the bird builds. For the bird to build a house, it gets strands of palm fronds. She does not get our house to become like the house of a bird, filled up with dirty things, as you see in the house of a bird. She does not make our house be filled of what? Ta'ashisha, debts, unwanted things, like the house of a bird. Qalat. She now wants to say the story of her life in all of these favors of Allah that she has enjoyed. This part of this story disturbs me a lot. So a person can be enjoying all of these. Her ears are filled up with gold. She herself ate food. And she's in all of these enjoyment and favor. Just one day, everything changes. It's a thing of worry. She lost all of this just one day. What happened? Kharaja Abu Zar. Her beloved husband went out one day. Wal awtabu tumkhab. Al awtab is the jamu of watab. Watab refers to the containers, the milk skins, where they store milk at the time of the profuse production of milk by their animals. Sometimes the animals are producing milk, so they gather those animals, they store them. They store them in the awtar. So she said, Kharaja Abu Zar, one day during the season of profuse production of milk, my husband Abu Zar went out. فَلَكِيَ امْرَأَةً مَعَهَا وَلَدَانِ لَهَا. So he saw a woman. مَعَهَا وَلَدَانِ. That woman had two boys belonging to her. These two boys with this woman, كَالْفَهْدَيْنِ, they were like two leopards, always with her, playing with her, like that. مِنْ تَحْتِ خَصْرِهَا. They were playing from around her chest area. بِرُمَّانَةٍ. Rumana. They were playing with her pomegranates. We know pomegranates. Imam had to teach me how to pronounce pomegranates in Makkah. Because I like the drink. So when I ask for it, I say pomegranate. He said no. That was what he was saying. Pomegranates. Rumanate. So Abu Zar saw those two young boys, min tahti sadriha, from below her chest area, min tahti dir'iha, from below her hijab. These two boys, yal'abani min tahti khasriha, from below her jilbab, in her chest area, they were playing with her rummanatayn. Fatallaqani. In some report it said, فَأَعْجَبَتْهُ. Two young boys playing with a woman around that area excited him. فَخَطَبَهَا أَبُو زَرْعٍ. My husband stopped, proposed to her, فَتَزَوَّجَهَا. And then he married her. فَلَمْ تَزَلْ بِهِ حَتَّى طَلَّقَ أُمَّ زَرْعٍ. This man was with this woman until he had to divorce Zar. So she said, فَطَلَّقَنِي. He divorced her. وَنَكَحَهَا. Then he married that one. So all those fortunes changed just on one day. May Allah protect all of us. I have seen things like this before, ikhwan. Just everything, just one day changed. One of it is, don't joke with the blessings of Allah upon you. Aside enjoying it, pray for its sustenance. Oh Allah, don't remove me from this favor. I know a woman like that. Her husband loved her so much. By herself, out of being high-handed to her husband, the claim was too much. She packed her luggage, went out of her husband's house. Everybody begged her, go back, go back. Until the husband married another wife. And this man, Wallahi la ilaha illa hu, he used not be able to do without her. So she said, okay, let me come back. Say, no, don't come. Hold on first. I just have a new wife now and I'm busy with her. So all those things she was enjoying, big house, big car, food, money, and all of this. That was how everything changed. Bayna ashiyatan wa duhaha. So we should be careful if you enjoy a favor. So what happened to her? She said, فَنَكَحْتُ بَعْدَهُ رَجُلًا سَرِيًّا. Life has to continue. فَنَكَحْتُ بَعْدَهُ يعني بعد أبي زرع رَجُلًا سَرِيًّا. After Abu Zar had divorced, I now married another man. Kana Sharifan. The man was a very honorable person. Rakiba Sharif, yeah. he had a lot of horses too. وَأَخَذَ خُطِّيًّا. This man, he has a lot of spares, meaning that he was a strong man who either went for hunting or partook in wars. Women like real men, brave men. So أَخَذَ خُطِّيًّا. This man had spares and war armaments. وَأَرَاحَ عَلَيَّ نَعْمًا ثَرِيًّا. أَرَاحَ. At night time, when animals want to rest, he brought many animals to me as gifts. وَأَعْطَانِي مِنْ كُلِّ رَائِحَةٍ زَوْجًا. Every animal, everything he gave me, he did not give me one of its kind. He gave me two of its kind. When he gave me a gift, two types, different color, different forms. The things with which he gifted me. وَقَالْ. He would even say, Uli ummazar. Ummazar, eat food. This is up. This is red. This is yellow. Eat. This is this. Whatever he's giving me is not giving me one. He was taking care of me. Wamiri ahlaki. Eat. Wamiri ahlaki. Give to your family too. So he was not only taking care of me, he was also taking care of my family. The man is honorable. He has horses. He's strong. He's a real man. In all of this, she said, فَلَوْ جَمَعْتُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَعْطَانِي. If I gather all those things this second man gave to me, مَا بَلَغَ أَصْغَرَ آنِيَةِ أَبِي الزَّرْعِ. It will not reach the smallest plate of Abu Zar. He gave me everything. He said, eat, give your home, give your family, take animals, camels, many food. I was comforted. And the man, like she said, he is rajulun sariyun, sharifun, was a honorable man. He treated me well. But in all of this, his good treatment. لَوْ جَمَعْتُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَعْطَانِي. If he gave me everything, if I calculate all of these, if I gather everything that he gave me, مَا بَلَغَ أَصْغَرَ آنِيَةِ أَبِي الزَّرْعِ. It will not be up to the smallest plate in the house of who? Abu Zar. For me, it was an indication that she really enjoyed Abu Zar. For me, it's an indication that she was a very nice woman. She was still grateful to Abu Zar, despite the fact that Abu Zar divorced her. She did not forget the good dealings. Sometimes that small mistake a woman will count against a man will make her forget every good thing that he had ever done. Such that when she's asked, who is he? Say, that one. Is there any good in that one? But this time, she was even praising him. Don't forget that she was making this statement at the time she had already left Abu Zar. She was still praising Abu Zar, praising Abu Zar's mother. Some women would have ascribed that to the mother, that the mother was even looking at him when he divorced me. She could not intervene. That would be that mama's problem. Everywhere she went to, like a gathering like this, she will mention that mama. Innocent. And then she will carry the aggression also against the daughter and the son of Abu Zar. This woman never did. Each time she wanted to speak about Abu Zar, about Immu Abi Zar, about Ibn Abi Zar, about Bintu Abi Zar, about Jariyatu Abi Zar, she scrambled for information. What will I even say? Because she was so amazed and astonished with how well the home went, despite how the whole matter turned by the day. She said, فَلَوْ جَمَعْتُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَعْطَانِي. If I gather everything this new man gave me, مَا بَلَغَ أَصْغَرَ آنِيَةِ أَبِي الزَّرْعِ. All of those things will not be up to the smallest plate in the house of Abu Zar. The scholar said a lot here. Some of them say that those who don't like to marry divorcees will find a support here. If you marry her, she will always be comparing with the last husband. Some say no, that is if the second husband is not as good as the first one. If the second husband is far better in his character, in his wealth, in his dealings, she will forget the bad treatment from the first husband. If it is not bad, she will be saying in the opposite that I have come to a better life. So the man will always have to struggle. If this man heard what she said, that لَوْ جَمَعْتُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَعْطَانِي, if I gather all those your wahala, day and night, it is not up to the plate of the man whose house I just left. How will Abu Zar, how will the new husband? You see, you didn't see that she didn't even mention his name. Because the entirety of her attention was still upon who? Abu Zar. Our mother Aisha radiallahu anha, فقالت عائشة رضي الله عنها فقال لي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. When she finished this report, she said, so the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to me, كنت لك كأبي زرع لأم زرع. كنت لك كأبي زرع لأم زرع. I have ever been to you like Abu Za'rin to who? To Zar. In terms of what? Fil ulfati wal wafa. In terms of drawing you near, in terms of playing with you, in terms of talking to you, in terms of honoring you. Radiyallahu anha. The Prophet used to honor Aisha. He would honor her so much. So much. In fact, if she ever raised a voice towards him, and the father wanted to intervene, what would the Prophet do? Say, leave her, she's my wife. It's a home affair. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he really brought her close and honored her. In other riwayah, it said, "Illa annahu tallaqaha wa inni la utalliquki." Except that Abu Zar divorced Zar. But as for me, la utalliquki, I will not divorce you. The ulama say this statement is an assurance for our mother Aisha. Because the Prophet even mentioned Abu Zar. I am to you as Abu Zar was to who? Zar. If he stopped there, she can think, oh, so one day you can divorce me. So he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, illa annahu tallaqaha, except that he divorced Zar. Wala utalliquki. But wa inni la utalliquki. As for me, for certain, take it. I will not divorce you. She took it back. She gave him a response. Radiyallahu anhu. What did she say? Bal anta khayrun min Abi Zar. In fact, you are better than Abu Zar. So this is evidence. And that's why I said 11 things I like us to quickly take from it. The first of it is that every woman desires a man she can talk to. Every woman wants a husband that she can talk to. A husband who can listen to her. A husband who can listen to her. In all the women from woman 1 to 11, they disapproved of husbands who don't like listening to their wives. Like the one who la yulijul kaffa liya'lam al-basra. He will not extend the hand to know what's going on. He will not ask her. No question, no talk, no discussion. And don't forget to in praise for that, for a man's talking, conversation, gisting with his wife. Zar mentioned it. She said, فَإِنَّهُ أَقُولُ فَلَا أُقَبْ. I will talk and nobody will insult, meaning she finds it easy to talk. So Ikhwa, give the women the opportunity to be able to talk to you. Someone told me yesterday that her husband does not talk to her. It's a big, big matter. As she was talking, she was crying. May Allah grant this woman relief. So pay attention. This hadith itself in Shama'ilun Nabi by Al-Imam At-Tirmidhi, it occurs under Babu Ma Ja'a Fi Kalami Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam fi Samar, the chapter regarding the Prophet talking to his wife in the night after Salatul Isha, at bedtime story, bedtime gist. And look at the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. For as long as this story went, he did not interrupt our mother Aisha. Please, women like you when you have an ear for them. Women like men with what? With ears. All the women who complained, almost complained about men who don't have time to listen to them. The other one said, in antiku, if I even say anything, you throw me out of the house. So women don't like men who don't listen to them. Let us take it as point number one. Point number two. Women desire men who spend on them. If you spend on a woman, she will like you. If you spend on her, like Abu Za'rin was wife forever and ever, she was still remembering Abu Za'rin. Za'rin was still remembering him. Please spend on your wives. Allah said, لِيُنْفِقْ ذُو سَاعَةٍ مِنْ سَاعَةٍ. The one who has a lot, spend that lot. Don't be a millionaire and we can't find any trace of that favor of Allah on your wife. وَيَكْتُمُونَ مَا آتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. People who hide the favor of Allah upon them. You have a lot of money, your wife can't drive a car. She's still calling Uber and Bolt, and you can buy her a car. Please spend on her. The more you do that, the more she loves you. وَمَنْ كُرِرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقُهُ فَلْيُنْفِقْ مِمَّا آتَاهُ اللَّهُ. The one who only has a little, you still see, فَلْيُنْفِقْ مِمَّا. That's more, spend from it. Meaning that spending on our wives is according to each person's ability. Don't have much, you now spend small. If you have much, what do you spend? Much. If you have small, what do you spend? From that small. So, and from the best of sadaqah is the one we give to our wives. Go. Please spend on your wives, ikhwa. Spend on your wife. You will win her and own her, so to speak, when you spend on a woman. There are a lot of issues on that. The third point I like us to take. All women desire men who are neat. Look at that woman. She said, Zawji al-masu masu arnabi. My husband, the touch is a soft touch. The touch of a rabbit. Wa-rihu rihu zarnab. The way he smells, it is excellent. Like that plant. Zarnab. Women like men who are neat, who are very neat. They dress well and they carry themselves handsomely. Dressing well does not necessarily mean being expensive. I usually say this, just like being neat does not necessarily mean being expensive. You can be neat and inexpensive. In fact, with two clothes, you can be very neat, clean. Please, brothers, it is not sunnah that the individual is dirty. Don't say it is sunnah. It's your own personal failure. It can be the reason why your wife will hate you. And one of the lessons you find here, I will come back to it. Your wife has a report about you, even if she has not told you. She has that report. Some men may be having body odor the woman is just managing, like these women. We'll come back to it. All these women with these kinds of men, they still try to survive those men. They still manage to stay with them. They were not in a haste to leave the marriage. It's one of the benefits. Look at that one, the one who said her husband, Shajjaki aw fallaki aw jama'a kullan laki. My husband, he can beat the hell out of you, wound your head, or what? wound your body. Or jama'a kullan laki. He combines between wounding the head, wounding the body. Don't forget, she still says Zawji, my husband. She's still managing him. We'll come back to that. She's still managing him. She's still coping with it. So if you hear a marriage of 50 years, 60 years, these are what the women were managing. They are managing. It's one negative thing about the woman now. She's hasty to throw her children to go. No. The other one who said in Antiku Utallaq, if I talk now, they will divorce me. Wa in askutu u'allahu. If I keep quiet, I will remain not like a wife, not like a woman outside. They said because she does not want that divorce because of her children. Her children are there. It's not in her best interest to go out of the home. Every woman who has up to 3 children with a man, think well before you leave that home. From 3 children and above. If a woman tells me I want to divorce, I say, hey, how many children you have? 3, please wait there. Be patient. Because of the troubles connected to bringing up the children as a single mother. It's not easy at all. No matter how much the man he spent. So I would say as long as he's responsible, no matter how responsible he can be. Avoid leaving the home. Manage it. Be patient. Look at it. The other way around. It was the woman who enjoyed everything in the home that got divorced. Those who are managing didn't get divorced. It is the one enjoying the whole everything that got divorced. And in that, the prophet rejected that divorce. La utalliquki illa annani la utalliquki. So there are a lot of benefits in this hadith. Women, stay in your husband's house. Manage it. Manage it. If you are giving lime there, add honey and sugar to it. What do you have? Lime juice. If you add sugar to lime, it stops being lime. It becomes what? A juice. You put it in the freezer and you take a sip. You become like who? Ummu Za'rin. You are not in a haste to drop it. Make life easy for yourself, despite the condition that may be uncomfortable. The point from where we got here was that women desire men who are neat. And it is not expensive to be neat. It is not expensive to be clean. It is not expensive to present handsomely. 4, women desire men with nice character. Let me define the nice character that I'm talking about. I'm mentioning 3 things from this hadith. They are kind. Kind men. In fact, that kindness from it is that you are less of a criticizing husband. Women don't consider you a kind man when you criticize them every time. This my wife is tall, this my wife is short, this my wife, you didn't care quickly, you didn't. So in the night, when she lies down on the bed, all your criticisms during the day begin to come in her mind and she can't sleep. Will she enjoy her home? So reduce criticism. In fact, you can see it and behave like the other woman's husband. Zawji إذا دخل فهدا وإذا خرج أسدا ولا يسأل عما أهدا. Behave like that man. It is not everything that you should see. If you want to see everything in a woman, kasartaha, you will break her. Complaints can kill a woman. Complaints make women, and you know what? At the beginning, she'll be feeling that she's the one who is really having the problem. After some time, she will turn it to you that you are the one that you are a useless man. Do you know that? When you complain about a woman so much at the beginning, she sees herself as incomplete. Did you not hear what Za'rin said about her husband? Bajahani. Bajahani. He honored me, respected me, showed me respect and honor. So much that Fadajahat ilayya nafsi. I began to feel esteemed by myself because his complaints are not much. Don't complain too much. Remove your eyes from some of the faults. You did not marry a woman who is infallible. If you complain too much, your wife will hate you, even if she's still in your house. Like these women who kept the records of their husband, she will keep your records too. And every man has a record. It is part of the points of benefit. We'll come to it. That a woman has not spoken now, it does not mean she does not have a record of you. She has your record. If she has the opportunity, you will hear your report card from her. Even if she's not giving you a problem at home. So women like husbands with kindness and what? Less of a complaint. They don't complain. They don't complain. Everything is complaining. They complain about. That's why we are prohibited from complaining about food. Oh, too much salt. Oh, too much Maggi. Oh, garlic. Oh, onion. Oh, this. Why are you like that? Eat it like that sometimes. Don't complain. One man, the family said they know when he does not enjoy the food. You know why? He does not lick the plate. When he licks the plate, he likes the food. That's enough. That one too is a complaint. But it is what? Mild and friendly. Don't go on complain. Who was this? Who was this? Who was that? You will get her exhausted mentally. And then after a while, she will turn it against you that you are the one who is bad. Everything is bad in your sight. Okay, you will find a complaint. Don't be a man like this. May Allah protect all of us. Number 5, women desire husbands who are strong, physically fit, not jege husbands. All of them praise their husbands who could handle armaments, who could fight wars. The other one said, Asida, when my husband is outside, he's a lion. The other one said, Aglibuhu, Wanasa Yaglibu. But for him, I overpower my husband inside the house. So that's a military man. Do you know a major general at home, the wife may be slapping him? Do you know that about army officers? Security men. The wife can slap him. In fact, they say if you are a brigadier general, your wife is a major general. If you are a lieutenant colonel, your wife is what? Colonel. A level ahead of you. Because of the way the wives of military men behave. So the man will be humble. Go outside. When you say general, you know that you have seen a general. So women like men who are physically strong, who are active, who are brilliant. Almost all the women spoke negative about husbands who are stupid. Like the one who said, Zawji al-Ashanaku is a stupid man. All for nothing. The other one said, her husband is Tobacco. Even the kalima, the expression she employed is very stupid. So the question is, if a man is like this, how does he learn sense? How does he repair himself? Move with people who are sensitive. Wallahi, character moves, whether you learn it or not, you soon become gradually sensible. Move with people who are sensible. Talk to people who are sensible. Don't be shy of asking those sensible people. Ask them questions. When your question is devoid of sense, because they have sense, they will correct you. And you gradually grow up in your sense. If you want to have sense, move with people who are sensible. If you don't move with people who are sensible, if you move with stupid people, what will you become shortly? Very stupid. So Ikhwa, let us watch this. The same thing applies. If on the social media you read from handles of people who are stupid, you will soon become like them. You will soon become like them. If you read from handles of very intelligent people, you will gain from their intelligence. So women like men who are physically strong, mentally alert, men who are brilliant. And if you want to be like that, you must stop three things. You must moderate your sleep, you must moderate your food, you must also moderate your drink. You understand, the other one was talking about her husband. He can sleep, he can eat food. In the third al-Tarbiyah, if he eats in akala, lappa, he eats eba and semo together. You say, oh, we are from Niger Delta, that's how we eat it too. Sorry, Abu Amina. Because in Niger Delta, we can eat ila and ewedu together. And egusi. Yes. Ila, ewedu, and egusi, amanjepo, our kijamala. In fact, there's something we call isam. We can put isam in it. Fresh isam. It's a nice meal I'm telling you about. If you want to eat it like that, don't let it be much. Otherwise, it says in akala lapa pariabo wa in shariba ishtafa alamu dojubole. Do you know sometimes we overhydrate our system and it is bad? It usually happens to people in Ramadan. You overhydrate the system, especially with water that's not ionic. It's very dangerous to health too. May Allah protect all of us. The 16th, ikhwa, intercourse is important. It's very important. Forget about intercourse. Wala yulijul kafa liya'lam al-bas. He's a stupid man. He won't even remove his hand from under his duvet to know what's going on here. Stupid. So please, intercourse is very important. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he called it sadaqah. So, but most men in environments like these are weaklings because they get tired and exhausted easily from work and traffic. It weakens the men. Stress is the number one problem to this matter. Stress. And not resting well. Then poor exercise. Make exercise. Be strong. Be strong. Then when you eat much of those food women will say that you should order fast foods. Be careful when your wife demands for you. She's killing you. Please eat good food. Eat eba, eat semo, eat rice. I mean good food that will bring good nutrients to your body. Then you have a strength as a man. Any man who is not strong on the bed with his wife is a weakling. If she has not told you that, like I said, women have a file. One day they will open that file to you. It is one of the things that pains women a lot. When a man falls short in these matters, it destroys homes. May Allah protect all of us. The seventh point I like us to pay attention. Ikhwa, avoid beating your wife. Avoid it. If you ever do it, she never forgets it. Avoid it. Don't let it happen if it has never happened. If it has ever happened, let it not ever happen again. Don't ever touch your wife. Don't ever do it. Avoid it completely. Be in that like the Prophet Muhammad. He never beat his wives. He never beat a slave. He never beat a child. He always correct. Anas told us he never beat something like this. Anger, stuff like that. So, but the most important here is that regarding the women. Avoid ikhwa. Don't let it happen if it has never happened. And those are the men, those who have not had come down to have to slap or beat a woman. Did you not hear the expressions of that woman? What did she say about her husband? Shajjaki aw fallaki aw jama'a kullan laki. He beat you. She said it with expressions that showed that he was unnecessarily tough on her. 8 women can lie amongst themselves regarding their husbands. Women, be careful. One woman will have my own husband, spend like this. It might be a lie. How do we pick that from this report? That was how they had to agree from beginning. Hey, let's agree. Nobody will tell a lie here. Why? Because the common thing about women when they talk about their husbands in their own gatherings is that they do what? They tell a lie. They exaggerate good things. They also exaggerate negatives. When they talk about when the woman hates the man, she exaggerates his faults. When she likes him, she exaggerates his good sides. So usually the gatherings of women discussing these kinds of matters, we should understand that lies come from there. Women, please take note. The 10th one, that a woman has not spoken to tell you your faults, it does not mean that she has nothing to say. Your wife has not told you one day how bad you are, your faults. It does not mean she does not have something to say. These women might not have spoken about these issues in their life until that day they gathered to tell themselves what was happening. They might not have done it. It might never have happened. So that your wife has not told you or you have not heard about yourself, it does not mean that she does not have something to say. The 11th point, Ayyuhal-Ikhwa, and there are a lot of points of benefits in this hadith, is that women can get into a marriage and find what they did not expect. All these women, we ask, the one who got a husband beating her, the one who got a husband behaving like this, the one who got a tall, stupid husband. Many times, they just got into marriage and find, this is where I am. So, young women, before you get into marriage, look very well. Get your parents involved before you say yes to a man. Get your ustaz involved. If your daddy is not a very learned person, get your teachers in the madrasa, get them involved. Not after you have said yes. You'll be telling ustaz, I brought my fiancé for you. Don't do that. Tell the man, I have someone who will talk to you. If he talks to you and finds you okay, recommends you, I will agree. Otherwise, I will reject. If the man is meeting your daddy and your ustaz, how will he feel? But if it is after you already started to send him red hearts like this, and then you tell him to come and meet ustaz, you'll be looking at ustaz or your daddy as someone who wants to spoil the show. She already loves me, daddy. It comes with a sense of arrogance. Please don't make that mistake. You might not be sensible or experienced enough to see the red flag. Your father will see it, your ustaz will see it. They will advise you appropriately. Because many people got into marriage like these women, and everybody found what they found. The next thing I will advise young women is dua. Beg Allah for His tawfiq, that may you be guided in your choice so that you have a good choice of a husband. Many times women come, get into marriage at the middle of the Atlantic. They don't know where to go to. They never saw it coming. That was the case of all of these women. All of them. Including Za'rin. She never expected that she was going to get a divorce. Around her story, there are a lot of things. It also shows for women, take care of the things that excite your husband. If it is food, take care of it. If it's that he wants to see you looking fine, take care of it. If it is privacy, provide it. Because if you don't provide, the day he finds it better than what he gets at home, you may lose the man and completely like Za'rin. So pay attention to your husband and beg Allah to sustain his favors upon you. May Allah protect all of us, sustain his favors on all of us. This hadith is bigger than our class today, but I think with the little time we have, we are able to at least understand the hadith and gain some points of benefit from it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Amin wa antum.
Alhamdulillah. The time is past tense. If you're familiar with that, so I don't know. I'm sure there will be questions. There are questions? Okay. I've been told that there are questions. So we have two options. It's time for Maghrib. We will focus on the one that we have.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The question is, was the discussion of the women about their husbands, will it count as riba? Will the discussion of the women count as riba? The first thing is, what is riba? Al-riba is, as the Prophet himself described it, alayhi salatu wasalam. He said it is dhikruka akhaka bima yakrah. Mentioning your brother regarding something that your brother detests. Whether that thing has to do with his khalq or khuluq, with his body defects, or defects that have to do with character, or deed, or his deed. So if a woman said to other women that her husband is like this, as the way we have read from this report, will it form as from giba? It can form from as from giba. It may not form from giba. When will it be giba? If the person she's telling, one, does not make from those who can correct the man. The one who said her own husband, Jama'a kullan laki shajjati aw fallaki, he will beat the hell out of you, whether the head or the body or both. If you are saying that to a fellow woman, it does not make anything, it is riba. But if you are saying it to your mother, so that mommy can discuss with daddy, and then they can invite the husband, please stop beating our daughter like this. It is love. It is love. It will not be from riba. Or he beat her and then she got marks on her faces because it is unlawful to beat a woman on her face. She takes the case to police, to constituted authority. That is at-Tadhallu. It is love. Her reporting the case to police is not riba. And similar cases like this, it will be lawful. But if it is just like we are just gisting and hanging out, the way many women discuss their husbands on WhatsApp groups, it is unlawful. Many women discuss their husbands on WhatsApp groups, it is unlawful. Those people you are telling about him, they don't have anything they can do about him other than further convey the talk and complaint from one person to the other, and then the entirety of your family becomes talked about. Don't forget one of those things that Za'rin told us about Jariya to Abi Zar. What was that? La tabuthu hadithana tabthifa. She does not go on talking about us. So you should be like that as a Muslim woman. Don't be a woman who likes that the affairs of your home come out in the public and then in the social media. Some wives are the ones who go to deliberately make pictures on TikTok, on Instagram, to say to the world about their husband. This one does not just come about under riba. The bulk of it will also come under namima. And Allah has warned about the two of them. وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. They are threatened to be punished by wail. In wail. Wail is one of the names of the fire. So it is not lawful at all. When the people of the fire were described, one of what with which they were described, Allah said, Hammazin Masha'im Binami. Hammaz, backbiters, Masha'im Binami. Many of the women will come here. They carry bad news about from one house to the other. So don't be like this. So it can be namima, it may not be namima. A question around that is, can women now gather today and start talking about their husband? It will come under riba. Because those people we are talking about, they are not in any position to effect any change. They just carry your news about. So why about these ones? These ones were doing it in the days of Jahiliyyah. They were doing it in the days of Jahiliyyah. So are you now saying we can learn from events of the days of Jahiliyyah? Yes, we can. Just like the Prophet took that lesson about Za'rin, that I am to you, kuntu laki ka'abi Za'rin li ummi Za'rin. So I'm to you like Abu Zar. To what? To Ummu Zar. In fact, Aisha quickly replied, Bal anta khairun min Abi Zar. You are even better than Abu Zar. Despite the fact that the Prophet ﷺ did not get her ears dangled with gold, but the favor of guidance, the favor of Quran, the favor of living with the best of men is bigger than gold and silver. The favor of Quran, the favor of the messengership, the favor of seeing the Prophet when Jibril came to give revelation. And he would be sweating, like she would say. If the messenger had his head on her leg, it was like a heavy iron on it. How much gold and silver will be exchanged for that? And that was why Allah mentioned it to them in the Quran. وَاذْكُرْنَ مَا يُتْلَى فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ مِنْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. The fact that the verses of the Quran and the Sunnah were taught in your home is a favor to you. Abu Zar'i cannot give Zar'i that one. So that was why she said, Bal anta khairun min Abi Zar. Despite the material benefits that Zar'i enjoyed in the house of Abu Zar. One of the brothers mentioned that I mentioned number 9, but I did not mention the lesson in it. The number 9 point is that women, as women, do not ordinarily like divorce. Women don't like divorce. Women don't like divorce. They manage divorce just in darura. That's why the Sharia considers a woman who comes to her husband, release me, and she does not have a genuine reason. They are called al-mukhtali'at. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reported that the Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam that al-mukhtali'at hunna al-munafiqat. These women who ask their husband, release me, let me go, let me pack my goods. They are munafiqat, they are the actual hypocrites. No reason, no genuine reason, no excuse, no valid Shari'i excuse. They are munafiqat. La yadkhulna al-jannah. They will not enter al-jannah. They will not even smell its fragrance. So it's a sin to like to be divorced. Even Za'rin that was divorced, she did not like the divorce. She was married by a man who honored her, who respected her, provided for her, yet she was still thinking about the first marriage. And all the women, for me, the one who was under the worst of the husband was that one who was beating her. That one was very violent. Subhanallah. Now, so it is not proper that a man becomes so aggressive. Yes, she was saying, Zawji, my own husband. If it were today, the woman, even if she remains in the house, she would say, the father of my children. That does not change the fact that he is your husband. So women in those days do not like to go out of homes. They want to keep their home. They want to protect their children. They want them to remain. And one of the issues I tell a lot of women regarding going out of homes, if you go out of a home with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 children, all those children have become stepchildren. How? If you marry another husband, that man is their what? Stepfather. If you return them to their father's house, what will the rest of the women call them? What will they call the rest of the women? Stepmother. Once a woman is not in the house of a man, your children have become stepchildren. They are only children to you. Whether with a new husband or with the old husband, your children have become step because of your own step. You step them down. So they call them stepchildren. So let us discourage divorce a lot, because it's very rampant now. I'm sure the women today may not cope with any one of these men that we mentioned negatives about, especially that one who was very, very violent with his wife. So how then does she solve that problem? Then she can get the teacher of the person. She can go to court too sometimes. She can get her own parents involved. Her brothers, they can come speak for her. She can get the matter addressed. So it will be that he will be rectified and then she will find peace. Isn't that better than going out of the home? So many times women don't look well. Allah is not a good thing that a woman is just there, especially young, in the age of marriage. Age 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40, 41, up to 50. She's just there with children without a husband. It is a very difficult thing. And then your children will grow without a good sense of discipline. Because the male sense of discipline is different from the female sense of discipline. And when you relate with men who grew up under women like this, you quickly sense that in them. Men who grew up, who were brought up by just their mother alone. You quickly sense it. So this discussion is for us to discourage women who want to go. For me, I said to the Imam, one of the biggest points of benefit in this hadith is that all the women, none of them chose to go out of the marriage. they were still managing the marriage. In fact, these major points they had were in their files. If not for agreement and pledge, they would not have brought it out. Maybe some of them will even be feeling that my husband is the best husband in the world. وهو يعني شجك وفلك ويجمع كل لك. Yet, a woman in that circumstance who said that, she'll still be saying Zoji, Zoji. Don't forget, like you said, women lie a lot to their colleagues. So if not for at-ta'ahud and at-ta'ahud, agreeing and pledging, they may not even have exposed that fault about their husband. Women, for the sake of Allah, manage the marriage. Manage it. Cope with it. Because of your children and because of yourself. Because of yourself, because if you go out of the marriage, you become a low. And anybody can just come to you. People who cannot before say Assalamu alaikum to you. They will say Assalamu alaikum to you. And when you don't say, sister, Dawalo, you started to become something else in the society. So it's good that a man is under, a woman is under a man, under a husband. It is a very good thing. Except in the rare, serious cases of darura, that this one will kill me. This one will destroy my religion. But even under these kinds of situations, you find that many women begin to say, oh, it is this. How will the mental health of these women be? The ones we spoke negative of. Women usually talk about this thing is disturbing my mental health. Don't let it disturb your mental health. They coped with it. They coped. They managed. They struggled, hoping that Allah will reward them for their patience. So be patient with your husband. And I'm sure many men that women are living are not as bad as this. Today, I don't know a man who will wound a woman on the head, wound her on the leg, wound her on her body, break her limbs. There are not amongst Muslims. Maybe Muslims who are far away from the guidance of Islam. But it's rare. That kind of a person may not be sitting here with us. It's not likely that a man who beat a wife could beat her face or head or her body. And like she said, Jama'a kullan, like he beat her to stupor, will be sitting with us here. I don't think anyone has that gut. To wait for a woman to start punching her. I don't think so. Yet these women were patient. So the same thing, men who don't have much, not every man can be Abu Zar. In terms of the wealth that Abu Zar had, and Malik, that their wives did not even know how to describe their husbands. You see how material things turn the women into. They got excited, far from able to describe the proper condition of their husbands. Why? They were lavishing on them. For me, I think that those women were very good people too. Because sometimes when the man lavishes on his wife, she becomes ungrateful. In my thinking today, many women are ungrateful. I think Za'rin herself, she's a very grateful woman. She continues to remember the good things the man did, despite the divorce she got from that marriage. So I think, and Allah knows best, there are a lot of benefits, like we said, from these ahadith. And we ended with, a woman wouldn't know what the man will be until you get into the marriage. You can see red flags that you may ignore. But when the marriage starts, it is Allah's help alone. So for the sake of Allah, dua is very important. فَعَلَيْكُمْ عِبَادَ اللَّهِ بِالدُّعَى. So servants of Allah, make dua a lot. The same thing those who are already in such deep worries of marriage. Make dua. We were discussing with Imam about a woman that the husband was on the verge of throwing her out of the house. Imam knows this story. He had to say, be patient, be patient. And the man came back again to start telling Imam, the woman has changed now. If you see her now, that was the woman who would have thrown out because of anger, because of worry, and because of little patience. So the men need to be patient, the women need to be patient. May Allah protect all of us.
We have a question here.
Okay.
There's a question. Also the question, please, if you're the owner of a white Toyota Matrix 5619 DLA, somebody wants to leave and you are blocking the person. So white Toyota Matrix 5619 DLA, please try to assist in moving the car away. There's a question here, and I believe it's the question that we have now. So inshallah, after this question, we will end with us. Is the divorce of Za'rin by her husband justified for the reasons stated?
Firstly, don't forget that these women were the women of the days of Jahiliyyah. That was why even what they did was ghiba. But for us, it's not ghiba. Why? We don't know them. We don't know the men that were involved. If the men are known, it's not lawful for women to do that. Sit down, start talking about their husbands one after the other. No, it's not lawful. To people who don't have any hand in rectifying the situation, it's not lawful. So, but as for his leaving the wife, Abu Zar's divorcing the wife, it appears from the report that he saw the other woman, became enticed, approached her, married her. At the time he married the other woman, Zar was still in that house. She was in that house until the woman came. It was not as if he divorced her and then married. No. Zar was still in that house until the other woman came. Now, when the other woman came, the other woman was a wife, Zar was a wife. It does not necessarily mean that he divorced Zar to be able to marry the other woman. Even though that is what, if you look at it, you will think. But it is not necessarily so. The woman was in the house, Zar was in the house. So there might have been a problem between Abu Za'rin and Za'rin that led to the divorce. The divorce was not necessarily because the man wanted to marry Abu Zar. I hope that this is clear. The divorce was not necessarily because, he saw one wife, wanted to throw me out. No. They have their own problems. Zar, Abu Zar, they had their own problems. But it was after Abu Zar married the other woman that divorce occurred between Abu Zar and Zar. It was not, he saw one fine woman, then he divorced her. No, it was not like that. Also, there's a misconception wide about this case, that it was as if Abu Zar was actually looking nakedly at that woman. No. That was why I read that riwayah, that it happened tahta dir'iha, under her dir'. The dir' is the khimar. They were playing tahta dir'iha. But she will say, mashallah, this. He got enticed with that. And that's why some of the scholars say that He was rather enticed by the way the children are playing more than that the physical look of the woman. The play of the children under her rida, under her jilbab, under her hijab enticed him more. Why? Did you hear Za'rin talking about her own children? You didn't hear about that. So she likely did not have a child for him. So, and men with such profuse wealth will want to have a child from their wives. I'm not saying that was the reason he divorced Za'rin. I'm just trying to say that from the misconceptions in this story people have is that they thought that Abu Zar saw the woman exposed like that. No, he did not see her exposed. The other issue Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar corrected in terms of the impressions about what happened between Abu Zar and Zar was that what was the woman doing where Abu Zar saw her? The ulama says she was the awtab, the milk sack. It was a period when animals were milked. Maybe she was working as one of those who milked animals. She got exhausted. She was resting and breastfeeding her children. That was when Abu Zar started. She was not just one woman on the streets. She was working, taking care of the animals, milking them, and it happened that she went to take a rest somewhere. Abu Zar was passing by, and then he saw her. Interested in how the children were playing from under the jilbab, she was breastfeeding the two of them. I hope that it. So it's not he just saw her, he was interested in her, he threw me away so that he can get another wife. That is what a quick read without paying attention will portray. But looking at the various reports, you see that no, matter was beyond that. That he married the woman because of the children is closer than that he just married her because he saw her inappropriately. She was not covered. I hope that it is clear, inshallah. I mean, one, two.
Okay, I think that those questions are sufficient for this session. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it for the Shaykh and as well as for all of us as well, for spending the time to sit for this duration to increase our knowledge. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward every one of us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it for all of us. And make it heavily on the state of our righteous deeds. صلى الله على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.